Welcome back to our Honda Spada series of videos. This is a video that just the thought of it makes me flinch. I like to do these videos in front of you basically as it happens. Sometimes I get a little long, but that's the way it is. The two tasks we're going to do today, we're going to replace the mirrors, and we're going to replace those chunky, not unappealing and quite comfortable hand grips, trying to go back to something that looks a little bit more genuine Spada-ish. The reason why I flinch when I think about these videos is that sometimes wrestling with hand grips, that can be a bundle of fun. We'll start with the mirrors. They're the easiest, usually. I should put these on eBay just for a go. See if anybody buys them. Mirrors, you do need to be careful with mirrors because sometimes the mirrors have a reverse thread on one side. You can imagine that if you have an impact on this side, like that, that will tighten the mirror. You're more likely to damage the thread or break the mirror. Conversely, if it loosens when you have an impact on that side, it will just loosen off. I mean, you can still break your mirror, depends on how hard you hit. But the idea is there just to make it more likely that your mirror will survive your efforts. So that's one, just taking that the screw. Darn, that's got a lot of thread. There we go. So we've just loosened that off there. No reverse threads on this by the looks. We'll do the same with the other side. It's quite loose. It's very loose. Okay. That was the easy part. Now let's look at these grips. Oh dear. I didn't think it would be that easy. What about this side? Oh yes. Alright, so just have a quick look, see if you guys can see what I can see. Yep. That just slipped off. Isn't that beautiful? I bet you that. Alright, now what I'm doing here is really bad, because this is how you break switch blocks, particularly old switch blocks that have become brittle. So I'm just gently prising that, see what it does. Not a great deal. A little bit. Bit of movement there. Sometimes people glue these. I don't have an opinion on that. Either way. What I'm trying to do is just create an even pull, and that's actually working to a degree. Just trying to prise it off evenly. As I said, using your switch block, this thing here is not a good idea. Being able to pull it off like I was able to do the other side, that's just heaven. But I'm seldom that lucky. I'm not a lucky man. Alright. I've got it really moving. This is where I go one way, the camera goes the other, and the bike falls off its stand. So we've got it a little way off so far. Whew, sorry for all the grunts of effort, guys, but this is actually hard. I'm wondering if my gentle persuader might help. Did. You should really consider investing in a rubber mallet if you don't have one. Awesome. If you think I should put these on eBay as a joke, leave a comment below the video. Starting to sound a bit commercial there. So that's what it all looks like underneath your throttle grip, basically. Okay, so this is a bit of an unknown. I wasn't too sure about what was in there. The hand grips that I was supplying, they basically just had a nice set of plastic ones that you could just smack into the end of the bar. However, I can see the remains of the original bar ends there. They're probably sitting in somebody's garage. They're on both sides, so I think I might do a bit of eBay and a bit of Googling and see what I can find, and we can pop in there. Okay, so this is a bit of an unknown. I wasn't too sure about what was in there. The hand grips that I was supplying, they basically just had a nice set of plastic ones that you could just smack into the end of the bar. However, I can see the remains of the original bar ends there. They're probably sitting in somebody's garage. They're on both sides. So I think I might do a bit of eBay and a bit of Googling and see what I can find, and we can pop in there. Okay, so I'll just grab myself an Allen key and pop that on there. These guys don't have to be incredibly tight, just nipped up. Nice. So once again, just getting rid of the bits we won't want, which we won't throw away, by the way. They're handy, good size. Once again. There you go. Pretty darn good. Now we've gotten to the point where we're going to put some mirrors on. These are just Soko mirrors off eBay. They're actually glass at least, not plastic. These particular ones anyway. And they thread into the thread on the top of the hand, the clutch lever perch in this instance, or the brake lever on the other side. Now, what you're doing really when you're installing these, you're threading this up and then you're using this one as a locking bolt. So looking at full nuts once again, all you need is a full nut on there for the equivalent thereof, because we're not actually screwing it into a nut. Spanner, and we're just using that, tightening the lock nut up now. Just loosely, because what you're going to have to do, of course, is sit on the bike and adjust them so that you can see what's behind you. Same for the right hand side. This is pure coincidence, by the way, that these threads are correct. Sometimes you need to put an adapter bolt in there. It goes from one thread to another one. There you go. As you're adjusting, when I adjust my mirrors, I try and see my elbow, roughly. Depends on the bike. Obviously the position that you sit on a sports bike is going to be different to the position that you'll sit on a naked standard bike. So really it's just a bit of a ballpark, but I aim to just be able to get my elbow in the middle of the mirror, and then it just needs a bit of tiny adjustment. But here we go, that's starting to look more standard, and definitely starting to look like it could get a blue slip.